My new psychological thriller romance is out now. If you're interested in reading about my virtual obsession, an exploration between loneliness, intimacy, and what happens when technology reaches into every aspect of our lives, this is the book for you. So check it out in your favorite digital online store, on my website, willowhealing.org, or send me a message and let's have a chat. Right now, we're going to jump into this beautiful podcast. My Virtual Obsession is out now.
Welcome to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We are so excited to have you joining us on this journey where we explore different ways to empower your soul, whether it's healing in your kitchen or all the way up in the corporate world. Come with us as we look into different ways to heal your mind, body, and soul. Hey everyone, it's Crestani with another episode of Willow Healing Matters, and I am excited for our special edition today. I have John Knapp back with us again. So if you missed his original episode, it was the Galactic Akashic layers, and it came out on the 12th of October 2025. So I'm very excited to have him back. And this special edition, we're going to channel a new galactic race that has come through. So let me tell you a little bit about John Knapp. So he is a galactic guide, spiritual teacher, Akashic reader, psychic medium, and author of Galactic Awakening, a cosmic journey of remembrance, integration, and ascension. His path to spiritual service has been anything but conventional, beginning as a US Marine, then a DC police officer, and later a filmmaker. But beneath it all was a lifelong calling to serve and a deep connection to the unseen. After a powerful spiritual awakening in 2020, John began seeking answers beyond the physical world. Not long after, he began receiving visitations from galactic beings, triggering a profound galactic awakening. This opened the door to the galactic Akashic records, higher dimensional connections, and a deeper understanding of the soul journeys beyond Earth. Today, John helps lightworkers and starseeds awaken their gifts and heal karmic patterns and reconnect with their true multidimensional selves. So a big welcome back, John.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Catherine. Thank you for having me back.
So I feel
That's
to
true.
let the listeners know how we came to this special edition today. So I'm on John's mailing list, and he sent out this beautiful little newsletter. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And he's like,
Mhm.
hey, this new galactic species is coming through. And he had a digital rendering of what they look like. And I went, that was me in a parallel life, and I am actually writing a story. So then we got talking, and we decided to have this special edition episode where we actually call in the Nectite energy and see what comes through so that we can explore this new galactic lineage, I would say, or galactic species that is coming through to share
Yeah,
their wisdom with us now.
it's interesting. I don't know. I feel like it's a rare occasion when like a new species comes through. Like it's been a crazy year where I've uncovered like new universes or different universes and learning all about these different things. And then, we know so much about the galactic beings out there. You got your Arcturians, your Orions, your Sirians, the whole gamut of them all. But I was in this reading, I was in a reading with a client, and I could just tell that her energy was different, like very, I don't know, muted, very well reserved. So I'm like, where is she from? She's not Lyran. She's not this. She's not that. And all of a sudden, I'm like looking, and it's like these clouds, and I see this dark ball, like in these clouds, and I could see like almost like a ring of fire around this planet. What is this? Where is this? And I saw this hooded figure, and I'm still working on that. I think it's a galactic archangel. Soul twin, Kristen Wood, she's working on finding out which one that was because she talks to them a little bit more than I do. But I saw this planet and this like cloud. I'm like, okay, nebula. It's a nebula. Where is this? I believe they told me I believe it's a Sagittarius constellation. So I'm like, okay. Couldn't get the name of what the actual nebula was, so I did a Google search. Sorry, sometimes I cheat when the Akashic records are a little,
Right. Like,
a little
yeah.
shy vague with me. So I go on there, and all of a sudden I look, and it's the Swan Nebula, and I see the exact same stars. I didn't see a planet there, but I saw the gaseous cloud, the fire, ring of fire. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, you're from the Swan Nebula. And my client's like, I have a swan tattoo. I'm like, oh, interesting. The connection. So I'm like, okay, who the heck are these people? What are they? So I get the name Nectites. I'm like, Is that real? Is that true? Like, because sometimes like these names, like there's a universe that I think it's called like they keep telling me it's like the Zydol universe, but I looked it up and it's like a medication or something. So I'm still working on some of these names I get. It could just be lost in translation. I've never been great with accents. So I find out, okay, these are the Nectites. This is their planet, very secluded. So I'm like, okay, let me see what they look like. And I see like very green. Like if you're familiar with the Star Trek, they kind of look like the Orions from Star Trek. Not our Orions, not the ones we know that are real, but very, very dark green complexion, jet black hair, and then pointy ears. So they're like almost like if you give them the Star Trek equivalent, they're like
Okay.
Vulcan meets Orion and very reserved. So I'm like, okay, what's going on with these guys? They're spacefaring people. They travel around our galaxy, but they stick to themselves. So it's like their planet is hidden. They just have this mentality. We're going to stick to ourselves. However, they have trade relations with the Arcturians. So what I saw, which was pretty funny, they landed on on Arcturus, and like the Arcturians presented this, like it almost looked like an energetic fruit to them, or like a candy or fruit. But the Nectites love it. They can't get enough of it. So they're like the Arcturians are the only ones that they're actually going to talk to out there. But they are aware of the Galactic Federation. They have, very slim ties with them. But they're like, we'll stick to ourselves. We're not going to, we don't need your protection. We don't need, trade alliances or anything like that. So it's a strong connection with the Arcturians, but that's all. They're not really getting much out of them besides like candy fruit, so that's what I saw. What else are they? So generally what I've seen is that they don't send representatives on their planet. Once I sent this out, like you were the first one to come out and be like, I know these people, I know them. And I've had a couple other clients reach out. And another one, she was telling me she was doing a Reiki session practice on herself. And this like very serious green, I think it was a man, came behind her and was like helping her with her Reiki. So I'm like, okay, what's going on with this? So what I found out was that she never visited there, but what they do is they will allow other starseeds or galactic souls to incarnate on their planet. It's kind of like almost like a soul exchange program. It's like you can come here, you can incarnate here for a lifetime, learn about us, and then you go back to wherever you came from. So she came from Sirius and then I was in Nectite for an incarnation, and then came back to Sirius and kind of like gave the Syrians kind of information. Okay, these are what the Nectites are like.
Yeah. And I love that you brought up that they're very stoic because I was sharing with you a little bit. So, in this parallel life, the version of me, that fragment of
Hmm.
me, her name's Rubinek. And I started writing
Hmm.
her story because she was very claircognizant. She just knew
Hmm.
things. She didn't know how she knew things, she just knew things. But
Yeah.
they don't talk about emotions and they shut them completely down. So,
Mm.
and she was kind of in a warrior kind of planet. So they said what I got shown was they have different planets in that the Nectite system that they travel between. Theirs was like a Rubinex one is a more kind of culty energy. So it's like
Interesting.
if you're not a warrior and if you don't die of old age or die in battle and you lose the battle, you might as well die anyway.
Mm.
So very much that
Hmm.
kamikaze kind of Japanese energy
Okay.
with that. And so she
Hmm.
went, what I was writing about was she went on a mission and no matter what, she had to come back, even if, and pretend it failed. And so she got
Interesting.
kind of thrown out of society. She was beaten up by her father because it was disrespectful
Oh
and
wow.
brought shame to the family. Yeah. So, like all these
My
things.
gosh.
Anyway,
Okay.
but this story is still unwinding. And I got to a point and I just
Yeah.
thought, you have to stop writing it because it's actually that mission is still kind of going. So it's like you can't write
Okay.
it all yet. So yeah, this is when you said there was other ones coming through. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting when you told me about that, I didn't know about these other planets. So I saw the first one. They're again stoic, but they're also very reserved. I don't know why they came to me, but I'm glad they did. They essentially want to introduce themselves. They're kind of doing like a soft launch with humanity, it seems like at this point. So what I got in the channel for my client was that they essentially sent her here as like an emissary. So she originally incarnated from Nectite into Arcturus to start forming a bond there. Here on Earth, they sent her because they want to learn more about humanity. She's very much a watcher. She kind of stays to herself, doesn't really go out too much, but very, very much an observer of people, probably like just like you and me as well. Like we like to observe, and then interact a little when necessary. So we opened a channeling session with the Nectite consciousness in her session. Channeling has started to come through for me, not, in the last, like, I don't know, few months now. What they told me was like, in several hundred years, we would like to meet humanity if things go okay. So there's a couple timelines we're working with. So if, in maybe 200-300 years, they said, maybe we'll show ourselves and reveal ourselves physically to humanity, because right now they said humans are crazy. Like that's what they said to me. It was like, humans are crazy, we don't want to do this stuff. Like I think our emotions overwhelm them. Like, I mean, as we see in the world today, like very violent with each other and others. They know we're crazy right now, so it's like the guy at the bar you don't want to mess with. You just leave him alone and just let him have his beer or whatever, because he's crazy. Interesting. So you're what's her name, Rubicon?
Rubenek. Rubenek.
Rubenek. Okay. So Rubenek, she almost comes to me with like orange hair, which I know they have black hair, but it's like she has somewhat of a feisty energy to her. Like I don't want to say an outlaw. Like you kind of make her sound that way because she failed her mission. But I'm getting like that she is very much, you don't want to mess with her. She's the crazy one out of the Nectites. Like she's very feisty. She's very strong-willed, but it's interesting because she's not showing emotion. It's like kind of on the cusp of showing emotion, but she has that type of energy that you don't really want to mess with. So her daughter was coming in earlier, Eliana.
Yeah.
She's telling me I can't tell you her real physical age, but I'm getting like 15, somewhere around 15 years old. So she's so she seems more quiet, even more stoic than her mother. She's just standing there looking at me. She's like, "What do you want from me? Don't forget about my story." They almost seem like they're on the run,
Yeah.
in a way. So it's just the two of them.
That's why I had to stop writing. Yeah.
Okay. They have a complicated relationship. So it's like they're fearing for their lives. They're on the run, but she has some resentment towards her mother because essentially their whole life like was uprooted and now they're on the run. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter if we talk about it now. They're showing it to me. They're on a moon right now. It's like a pretty isolated moon.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't say where it is. Okay. Well, I won't say where it is, but it's a pretty dark moon.
Yeah. Because
there's a small group of people with them and other Nectites. It feels like almost like an underground network a little bit that kind of shuffles them around. So what I'm getting from Nectite culture is it used to be very similar to humans in a way. Very, very warrior-like, very aggressive towards each other. They shut it down. I know this sounds very similar to Vulcans. Things are channeled. That's how things go out there. But they shut it down. They do have warrior societies. Oh, interesting. Okay, because the Nectites have kind of shut down that warrior aggression, they still need those warriors to protect them because they don't have the Galactic Federation. They don't rely on the Arcturians for defense or the Federation or anyone else. So they have a warrior caste essentially that resides on this one planet to defend them. They're not going into too many wars, a little bit here and there. It looks like from time to time, reptilians will go into their system, kind of fishing for supplies, or there's even pirates out there, galactic pirates. So sometimes they have to fend them off as well. But the reason why they have their own warrior planet is because they don't want the warriors among the general population of the Nectites. So it's like if for some reason there's some kind of revolt, at least the planet won't be like a Nectite military revolt or anything like that. Like they're on their own planet. It's kind of like how we put our soldiers on separate bases because soldiers go wild, they go crazy sometimes. Being reserved though, but they still have this aggressive energy to them. They might not be showing those emotions, but because they have this aggressive like energy in their system, the general population of Nectites, like the civilians, don't want to be around that. So secluded them to their own planet to train, to fight, to practice. It's like their boot camp plus their infantry in
Yeah.
Starfleet Center. So they have their own planet for that. So that's why when I saw like we'll call it Nectite Prime because that's like their host world. I didn't get like a warrior energy off of them, but now that you're like opening it up to me to see more about their warrior society, that's very secluded. That's what they're showing me.
And I got that
Mhm.
feeling too because she met this person after she was kind of cast out and just trying to get a meal, really, and everyone was shunning
Mhm.
her. And this person had come from another Nectite had come from another planet, and he was laughing.
Okay.
And she's like, "What's that sound? I don't understand. Like, what's that?"
Mhm.
And he's just like, "Why do you think they're going to accept you? You know the rules on this planet." And she goes, "Well, you're not from here." He goes, "No, I'm not. Like, I was, but I'm not anymore." So he actually left and came back.
Mm.
I can't say why yet. They're just saying you can't say why
Okay.
yet. But so they're aware of it, but they don't often
Mm.
have other people come there who aren't in that warrior or brought up. And it's like family upon family. It's like a tradition of
Okay.
we were
Yep.
warriors, our children will be warriors. That is what is expected. And this one that came, his parents actually sent him away because they did not want him to have that life they could see. It wasn't going to
Mm.
be resonant with him. So they're like, well, instead of him shaming us and embarrassing us, let's ship him off. And he didn't like that. Yeah.
So did he spend some time with Pleiadians?
I'm going to yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like a Pleiadian energy. That's why he's like giggly and laughing. Like he's really in touch with his emotions. He's laughing. It's interesting. He has like I'm seeing him with almost like facial hair, which is interesting. So they've only come to me like clean cut, and he's got like this. It's like kind of just a scraggly beard. Like he's looking a little crazy himself. He's just laughing his face off. On a story, you hear my story. I want to tell you my story. That's why he wants you to tap into his life as well. He's had some adventures. So he spent Okay, so he went to the Pleiades. Yeah, he's badass. So he went to the Pleiades, but they were a little too like he had fun with them, but he kind of outgrew their nature. And then he joined a pirates. He was a pirate himself.
He's kind of like that Star-Lord vibe from Guardians of the Galaxy,
That's
right?
exactly what like
Yeah.
same type of like the same type of beard. Yeah, has a big smile on his face.
Just
Really like
green.
pointy. Yeah, just pointy. Yeah, very pointy cheekbones. Yeah. Okay. So he's learned some tricks from the Pleiadians though. You know what he likes to do? So he's telepathic. I believe they all are. But he can manipulate some of the Nectites and send them like Pleiadian energy through telepathy, and he makes them laugh. It's like he just like says, "Okay," like it's like he just sends it to him. Like he seems one a little too stoic, and then all of a sudden he's like beaming some laughter into them, and all of a sudden like Nectite starts just laughing their butt off, and he's like, "Yep, I did that. I did that." Interesting. Okay, yeah, you want to learn about me, Missy? You better start tapping in now.
Okay.
I've been a Pleiadian, I've been a pirate, don't even ask me what I did on Sirius. They still won't let me back for that one. What'd you do in Sirius?
I just heard
I can't say. He desecrated something, one of the Syrian mystery
temples.
schools.
It's exactly what I got. He didn't unconsecrated the temple. That's what I got.
I'm wanted on 4 systems. Okay, that's an exaggeration. You're not wanted on 4 systems.
I think I am.
They definitely want his head on Orion, though. Okay. Shit. You know how the Zetas are all about like those genetics and everything? Like he stole some vials from them. That's why he's wanted on Orion.
Yes, okay, can I say that? He's like a bounty hunter. They send him to go get stuff. That's the kind of pirate he
Oh.
is. He's a bounty hunter. He's very similar to, if anyone watches Star Wars, he's very similar to like the Mandalorians, but he's got all those cheeky aspects where you wouldn't get that from a Mandalorian. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
Star-Lord and Boba Fett kind of created this personality.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He wants to like take over your whole thing, but you got this interesting story building. So you got this guy who's like, I think he likes your parallel, like really likes her. She doesn't feel that way. Um, it's like for her, it's like this love-hate relationship with him because he's helping her, he's protecting her. He's like, "Come to my room," and she's like, "No, no, 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 no." And then you got the daughter who is just like angry, like resentful. He's trying to loosen her up, but she just has this bitterness to her because she was like ripped from her family, ripped from her home, and everything she is knows is like gone because they just keep going, like, abandoned base, moon, into like these shelters, hustled around. He has a ship too, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he'll drop them off like in spots, go on his own missions, do his pirating thing, and then he comes back, and then they'll go to somewhere else.
And he has to do that to protect them at the same time, because if they know
Yeah.
they're affiliated, they'll
Hmm.
just come follow him to find them.
Yeah. He really wants her to your parallel to actually be to start helping, in a way, because she's badass. She's like, he doesn't know all these moves. Like, he's slick, but like, you put him in like a real tussle, like, he's probably gonna try to find his way out of it if possible. But
Bruce.
she's just like this bad,
Yeah.
yeah, she knows all the moves, the Krav Maga and everything. So there's like part of him that wants her to go on these missions, but she doesn't want to leave her daughter behind. So looks like she can face prison time for coming back because she's in disgrace.
Or die. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're telling me at this point, she's basically, what makes it worse is that they would put her in prison for life because it's more about the disgrace and having to live with that disgrace rather than a quick death from it. So because she went on the run and didn't face the consequences, now they would just put her in prison, for her whole lifetime. She's got like 300 years left to her, it looks like. She's been around a while.
Yeah.
So yeah. So basically it's like now it's either go to prison or just stay on the run because there's no other alternative at this point for her.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And what I'm getting is that her family shunned her, but then when she had her daughter, she was hoping they would take in the daughter, and they got
Mm,
shunned as well. So that's where that aminosity is coming from
okay.
Ilaria.
Yeah.
She's like, Mum caused all of this. Why did Mum create all of this for us? We don't belong anywhere. We would have belonged if she just would have died, we wouldn't be in this
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Yep.
Because Rubinek can't tell everybody what really happened because
Okay.
that was the mission.
Okay.
No, can't share that.
No, I'm just checking in.
I'm like, nope,
All right.
can't share that. Can't share that yet. They're like,
Yeah, that's okay.
after the recording. I'm like, okay. So anyone listening going, what do they mean? Sometimes we get information when we channel and it's ethically not okay for us to share it. We get shown it to help us understand the situation. But from an ethical point of view, we can't share that information. And it's even, I don't know if it's the same for you, John, but sometimes we'll do a reading on somebody and we'll get this information, but they're not ready for it yet. We just need it to help guide them to get there or put the seeds to help them get there. Whereas if we just told them, we're causing this karmic repercussions where it's taking them out of the lesson or taking them out of what they need to find out. So when we channel and we're saying, oh, we can't share that, or we can say that, but we can't say this, anyone listening, that is why. Because it's for everyone's protection, including who we're channeling
Yeah.
for, but also for us as well.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to be coy. It's just generally you'll be showing something and it's like you got to go back and forth and back and forth and just ensure that, that you're not missing it. That's why I says like I can see the moon. They showed it to me, but I can't give like more details about it. Um, because it's for her safety, and her daughter's safety. Let's see. So why is it okay, Catherine? I want you to share my story. Your planet, your people are on the precipice of this life, of this militaristic culture. Honor, duty, sacrifice. It all means something, but at what cost? Sometimes you just have to say no to a mission, even when you know it can destroy you. It can destroy your family. But your planet is on the precipice, danger, this fascination with war, this fascination with destruction. This is why the Nectites call you crazy. But your people are capable of so much more if they can only see that. And they will someday. Stories like mine, stories from around the galaxy, continue to share them, continue to honor them so that your people can ascend. Don't become like the Nectites. My people no longer go out to work with other races. Humans are meant to. You're social creatures. You are meant to be part of the galaxy, part of the Galactic Federation. Your time will come. Until then, continue to learn, continue to grow, and then you will prosper.
Yeah. Yeah. And their story is the part of why she is in this situation is about power and greed and trying to control other people and getting people to do what you want them to do through energy. So that is part of her story. So I completely understand what she means. And it's interesting because a lot of people don't realize you can actually call on your parallel lives and learn from them. So I have a golden cord with her and I channel her warrior spirit, but she learns emotions from me because she has buried them from so long. And it's funny because I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer sun. You want emotions, you got the right person. So, with some Aquarius rising in there, so if you want emotions, I'm definitely the right person or soul fragment to be connected to. And we will just talk to each other. We will just have conversations with each other. It was like I said, I started writing her book and then I just got, you have to pause. It's not safe to keep writing this at the moment. So I feel this is an invitation to return to that. But now it's just evolved into a three-person point of view.
Well, there's probably more. Oh, you got another character too. So you got the pursuers as well. I don't know how you're going to tap into those just yet, but I'm seeing this man who's like, so he's actually after her. He wants to bring her in.
Yeah. Because he was very high up. He was very...
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting like general type of vibe.
Like,
Almost
awarded...
like an administrator or something.
Decorated warrior. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. He has like, he might bury his emotions, but I can feel his intensity.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think he needs to get in touch with his emotions. He's got some shadow work to do. So, but yeah, so you got some more characters. It's interesting. We probably talked about it before. I have Derek, who's a Pleiadian parallel. He's like Galactic Federation Special Forces, Sometimes he'll show me some of his missions. So I saw the unification in Orion. And from time to time, I'll see other missions that he's been on. Crazy stuff out there. I feel like that's probably one of the next books I should work on is his story. Because like when you said you were writing, I'm like, I should do that with Derek. Like the crazy things that you've shown me, like space stations, like people being taken over by reptilians, like into their bodies and like having to fight them off, like stuff like that. Battles on asteroids and all that. Like there's some pretty crazy stuff that he's shown me out there. Dave is another one. He's really interesting. So he's part of a galactic security council. And so I've done missions on Earth for him, but I've also like observed things and it's part of like Earth's ascension. There's others out there as well that do this too, that observe for councils and everything. But from time to time, I'll see kind of what's going on. So what I was shown about a week ago was a naval war starting off and then quickly escalating into a regional war and then escalating to a possibility of world war. And here we are a couple days in. I know it's a little scary, but what I was shown that we're not fully on that path. We have timelines, like I mentioned earlier, that we're in two different timelines on Earth. Either way, we're going to be okay. We're going to ascend. It's just we have, whether it's in the next 100 and 150 years that we're going to really come out of it and start joining a galactic community. Or if we go down a slightly darker path, it's more like 300 years from now. Either way, we're going to be okay. It's just there's going to be a bit of bumps and bruises along the way.
I get the feeling that it depends how many people accept the narrative. It's like that testing kind of grounds of like, oh, who will pick this up and who will... And the more people that start to question and the more people that push back with questions, the less likely those longer timelines are to anchor in because people are tapping into their inner authority and people are tapping into their intuition rather than being blindly led down a path. It's like they're showing me like the pipe piper, right? So you can choose to follow the pipe piper or you can question and go, where's he taking me? Where am I going? Right. And that's what they're showing me will be the difference and the split. It'll be who is questioning it and how many people will. And then I guess this is why it's important to share everything and share these because the more you share with people and get them to question, the more that this will accelerate. Okay, well, everyone's questioning now. We can't just lead
Yeah.
them on whatever narrative we're going to show them in the media or whatever fear narrative we want to plot or whatever events we are showing them and not the whole story because they're asking too
Mhm.
many questions. Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably why I was never a great soldier. I asked too many questions. Like, wait, you want me to go over there? Why? Like, can we just drop a bomb? Like, why do I have to do that? Can I throw a grenade? Like, what's going on here? But that was the thing. It's really strange to me because, so much of my life was shaped in Iraq in 2005. Here we are, like, same type of situation, and it's tough to, and here we got more U.S. soldiers starting to come back in coffins, and it's sad, but whether we're right or wrong, I can't say. Like you said, questioning is really the way we take our power back and empower ourselves, not being lost in those lower frequencies because there's so many people being dragged down. There's so many people. If you go on social media, there you got people saying like this is terrible, then others saying they had it coming or whatever. Um,
You have to
and
stay neutral. Yeah.
That's exactly. I'm staying neutral. Like there is a sadness to me for the families of U.S. soldiers coming back, the families, and even Iranians and others around in that region that are under threat and danger. But the best I can do is transmute their energy into love, and I can't allow myself to be lost in lower frequencies and being dived down because that's when I'm looking over my shoulder. That's when I'm freaking out. That's really what those in power want from us is for us to be off balance and scared and nervous all the time. And we allow that to happen so often. And it's not until we empower ourselves and say, I'm not going to repeat these patterns. I'm going to come at it with love rather than hate and anger. That's when we take our power back, and that's when we can take our planet back.
Yeah. What a powerful message. So that wasn't even part of the chat. There was two big messages today, John.
Definitely.
Two big messages. Is there anything else you want to share from the Nectites before we wrap up?
Okay, let's see. Interesting. So funny enough, now I'm getting messages from the Nectites, but I'm also getting Antarians coming to me. If you're familiar with Antarians, uh, they're like these reddish tinted mantis beings, very high dimensional, like they're 12th dimensional beings that live in the binary star system in the galactic center. They're guardians of the Antarian Stargate. So what they're showing me, so the Nectites are saying we used to be like you, warlike, murder, anger. We're not asking you to become like us. We're not asking you to lose your emotions. Your emotions are your superpower. Those are what defines you as a people. But being lost in them and allowing them to take over your life, to hurt others, is what your weakness. Turn it around, allow it to be your greatest strength. We used to be like you. And what they're showing me is before they got to the point where they're almost destroying themselves, like full planetary civil war. And the Antarians actually came to their planet and showed them another way. So what I'm getting, that the Antarians they're very high dimensional, like I said. What is their frequency? It's just like it's like pure love.
It's like off the charts. Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
even on our
yeah,
consciousness map of consciousness. It's beyond
exactly.
the top of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is like one of the first times I've been tapping into the Antarian. So it's like this pure love, but they're not playful like the Pleiadians. They're not, they're not like that. They're not like they don't have like this fairy energy. It's just like this like emanation of pure love to them. But they were able to show the Nectites that there was another way, and they helped to bring peace on their planet. It says like they're saying like took several generations, but once we accepted this was the only way. We knew we had to suppress our emotions. It was the only way to save our people, to save our race. Interesting. So part of the reason why they stay to themselves for the most part and don't interact with like the Galactic Federation and others is because they're afraid of
Opening
being
Pandora's
lost.
box.
Exactly. Like they're afraid of like reverting back to that warlike species or being lost with emotions. They don't want those emotions. they got rid of them and they don't want to interact, which is interesting because now you have a case study with Star-Lord guy to see how he handles his emotions, but maybe they're just afraid on a planetary culture, like a full civilization culture, not to. But they have a special place in their hearts for the Antarians. The Antarians no longer go there, but they do feel like an energetic cord from them. So they do feel love. They express it differently, but they do feel love, the Nectites, and they can feel that love and warmth from Antarians because they are the ones who save them.
And it's interesting because if you read about galactic histories, every species that turned off their emotions never got to that ascension point, because that is what you need. You need the balance of the light and the dark, or the emotions and the physical experience in order to ascend. So it's interesting that they said as well not to be like us and to learn from us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that they think we're crazy, but they respect the range of emotions that we have. And I've seen that they're about they reside within the 6th and 7th dimension. So they're in still physicality, they're still higher dimensional than us, but because they've cut off a part of them, it's stunted their culture, and they don't interact with others unless they're going for Arcturian candies. So they have a sweet tooth, but that's the extent of their political aspirations, and on the galactic scale, on the galactic scene. But humans, we have such a wide range of emotions, such a variety of of like consciousness here on Earth. I know we're not higher consciousness, but the degree of consciousness that we can embody, like loving and hating, all in like the same interaction, feeling those emotions, like no others can feel like that we know of at this point. The Pleiadians, they can be angry for a second, but they recognize the frequency. Duality doesn't exist to them. They don't see it as good and bad. They understand lower frequencies. They understand higher frequencies, and they can feel that range of consciousness, but they don't feel it, like they don't embody it. It releases from them once they've experienced it. That's why we always say, like when we're doing shadow work or doing meditations or dissolving accords with others, we feel it and then we release it in pure love and unconditional love. That way we're just, it's out, it's gone, and we're not embodying it. That's why our chakras get all like, gunked up and, feel sluggish and whatnot, is because we keep taking on those emotions and bearing them and not feeling them, and it just drags us down.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we're having this human experience, right? So we can learn to master that and then go report to the next lifetime, wherever we choose to incarnate in the system, and go, okay, this is how we embody these emotions now.
Exactly.
Well, this has been such a fun episode. John, if people want to come work with you and go deeper, or have a channel session with you, or come find your book, where can they check you out?
Sure. Galactic-guidance.com. So my soul twin, Kristen Wood, and I regularly teach classes. We'll start doing retreats in the next couple of years, but we do classes, meditations from time to time. She is a co-author in Galactic Awakening, and this was the craziest process I've ever done, was write a book. I thought I'd be done with it in 3 months, and then 9 months later, I'm just rolling it out. But it was just an experience. So she works with Galactic Archangels, and then one of our other co-authors, Ellie Bosch, she's an Arcturian. She's an Akashic reader as well, and she works very closely with the Syrian mystery schools. So she wrote a chapter in the book about the Syrian mystery schools, and then we cover everything I can imagine. So one of the cool things that we learned was a galactic fairy king came to me, King Savik. So he wanted to introduce himself. So he's like, came through, and I'm like, please hold, I don't know who you are yet. And then we talked to him a little bit, and we connected our students with them. And he jumps around from planet to planet in the galactic realm and works with fairy councils, and and takes care of each planet. We talk about the galactic support animals, which is always fun to learn about, like your furry critters actually have come from the stars with you. So it's just quite a journey. But we do meditations classes, and I also do Akashic readings, and I've just started channeling as well, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Channeling is fun. I'm with you.
Yeah.
You never know. You're like, what? What's happening now?
Well, I never thought I would do it. And then all of a sudden, so Dave, one of my parallels, he started like working on me when I was asleep one night, and I could feel my consciousness like turn off and just move to the side, and like information come through. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Like that's like the old style or whatnot. So I'm still like, you probably noticed, like I'm pausing and stuff like that, like very new to channeling. So not so still trying to interpret what's coming through the energy, the information, the words and all that, but a lot of fun. So yeah, so it's quite the experience. I'm sure there's more fun stuff to come down the road.
100%. And I'll make sure to put all your details in the show notes as well. So if you enjoyed this episode, please share with everybody, subscribe to my YouTube
Yes,
link,
thank you.
and also come follow John and I on Instagram as well. That would be great. Love that. So thank you again, John. This has been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you for listening to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We have so much love and gratitude that you have taken the time out of your day to empower you on your healing journey. The views shared by the person being interviewed might not necessarily reflect that of the host and should be used at your own discernment. Trust what resonates for you and follow your heart and soul guidance. If you have any underlying medical conditions or mental health issues, please consult with your healthcare provider before pursuing any of the recommendations. Likewise, you can always contact the person being interviewed to find out more information. This can be found in the show notes. Remember to activate, align, heal, empower, and find love in everything that you do.